Good morning, fellow Toastmasters and guests. Welcoming you all to the 271st meeting of Velu Toastmasters Club. The mission of Toastmasters Club is to provide a positive and supportive learning experience in which members are empowered to develop their communication and leadership skills, resulting in greater self-confidence and personal growth. There are 3 ground rules which needs to be followed in all the Toastmasters meeting. Number 1, please put your mobiles in silence mode. Number 2, please do not enter or exit the venue when someone is talking on the stage. You can do so only if you hear the sound of applause. Number 3, learn, interact and have fun with each other. With no further ado, I would like to invite the presiding officer for today, Toastmaster Abhidarsha.
I welcome you all to the 271 meeting. Is it? That's also okay. 271 meeting. And after a long time, I am seeing you. How are you all? Sorry? Great. Okay. So, how many of you had fallen sick for the past 2 weeks or 1 month? Obviously, our contest chair will be in fever. Yes, so contest season is on, fever is on, all the preparation going on, it seems. So all the best to everyone, those who have taken the roles and those who are contesting. Fine. With this, I would like to hand over the stage to our hero of the day, Toastmaster of the day, Toastmaster Ramesh. Sir, before handing over the stage to you, I have seen a lot of fans outside Uris College holding the boards of Ramesh sir, Ramesh sir. So we are proud of you, Ramesh sir, for giving the session in DKM College. I have 2-3 students in DKM College. They were inspired by your session. This is the real fan evidence-based statistics for you. And over to Toastmaster of the day, Toastmaster Ramesh.
Thank you so much. So, I am the Toastmaster of the day for today. And what is the theme of the day today? Process. What is the tagline for that? You have to tell me. Invisible process. Okay, whatever it is. So, what do you know about process? You have to, this is an interactive TMOD session. I'm not going to speak, I wanted answers from you. What do you understand by process?
Changes.
Transformation.
We have the own challenges.
Okay.
Managing and balancing. Facing the challenge.
Sequence of work. So, just imagine a train running at 150 kilometer speed. So, as passengers, what we experience? We wanted to reach the destination at a very fast pace. Just compare between a 60 kilometer speed and 120 kilometer speed train. What will be your perception on that? Somebody who is traveling in a 120 kilometer, 130 kilometer train will be experiencing a different experience. But the speed, that speed alone will take us to the destination. For example, from Chennai to Bangalore, now government is planning to introduce this super fast. What is it? Bullet trains. Bullet trains will run at a speed of 300, 400 kilometers. To run it, they have to define a process. There are so many elements that works behind the scene. One is laying down the track, safety checks, timetables. Every factor needs to be piloted, tested. Similarly, here in Toastmasters Club, if you wanted to understand what process is all about, Toastmasters Club is a fantastic place where you can live it. We are all here for public speaking. Am I right? But as I told you, like train, just speed alone will not take you to the destination. If you wanted to come here, I know one day I can come here, I can just speak and go. But will that be a perfect speech? So Toastmasters Club is a place where you can understand what process is all about. Process is that coming every week, taking the role, multiple roles, feeling the stage. You cannot be a champion day one, but it takes time. And there will also be certain intimidating factors like our own well-performing peer Toastmasters. And you should not wonder how are they, because most of the time we used to wonder about people, how fearlessly they come here and speak. But we need to understand the process that has gone behind. The number of years, the number of hours they have spent, the way they train themselves, they are very much focused. Whoever you have seen who has been performing here seamlessly has put in a lot of work. So that is one biggest example of process what I can see here in Toastmasters Club. So before continuing that particular thing, I would like to invite our General Evaluator Toastmaster Monica onto the stage.
Thank you, TM Modi. As a general evaluator, I'll be evaluating the entire meeting for today. I will not be doing that alone. I have a tag team to do that. First, I would like to invite the R counter and listener for the day, Toastmaster Kalevani.
Good morning, fellow Toastmasters and guests. As our counter, it is my responsibility to make a note of the filler words like and words like actually, basically. During the speech today, I will make a note of these filler words and provide the report at the end of the session today. As a listener, I will make a note. I listen to all the key details during the speech, and I'll test your listening skills at the end of the session by asking the questions. Back to TMO.
Now, I would like to invite the grammarian for today, Toastmaster Nandini.
Good morning, everyone. The word of the day is squabble. It has two syllables, squabble. The meaning of it is small, childish, and unimportant petty issues that we concurrently do with our friends or siblings. So the example usage of this word is, my brother and I squabbled over the TV remote. We shouldn't squabble over minor mistakes in the club. Like that. So anyone wants to try this? Squabble. Great. Okay. Super. So I would like this to continue throughout the meeting and use this wherever you wanted to. And I'll be also noting down any grammatical mistakes, and I'll submit my report at the end of the meeting. Over to G.
Thank you, grammarian. Now I would like to invite the timer for today, Toastmaster Vimal.
Good morning, all. Today I am going to do a timer role for this meeting. For speeches, the time will be 5 minutes. I will show this green card. For 6 minutes, I will show this yellow card. And for 7 minutes, I will show this red card. For evaluation, the time limit is 2 minutes. I will show this green card. 2 minutes 30 seconds, I will show this yellow card. And for 3 minutes, I will show this red card. Over to TMO.
Now I would like to invite the Toastmaster of the day, Toastmaster Ramesh.
Thank you, General Evaluator, for introducing your team. So this particular Toastmasters meeting has 3 segments. One is we have prepared speeches, where we have one speaker lined up today to give the pathway presentation here, and the second segment will be the mock evaluation of evaluation contest, and finally it will be the evaluation report part. So as I said about this process, we do a lot of process improvements at our workplace. So what we really do is we go and understand what exactly is happening. That is the root cause analysis that we do. We go try and understand what is currently happening, and we brainstorm as a team and find out what will work. So we will just map it and finally say, okay, this process will work. This process will give us the desired result. One particular example, if I wanted to share, I can share one of the patient movements that we streamlined. For a certain procedure, the waiting time was 1 hour 30 minutes. It was there for so many number of years. And one fine day, one of the head of the departments called and said, can something be done for this? So we revisited how the patients are being shifted, and we streamlined, and we had a meeting with the stakeholders, and we were able to streamline a process. That's what I'm talking about. You streamline a process, and we said, okay, this will work. So that was our gut feeling. Yes, this will give a transformative result there. So after implementation, we never said what happens with process failure is you define a process, you implement it, but you don't follow it up. What we did is, okay, this is what will be the tentative outcome. That's what we expected. We rolled it out. We stayed there. We, what do you say? We were just witnessing what are the consequences that process will take. What are the challenges? What were the benefits and all those things? And you won't believe in the period of 3 to 4 months, we were able to get that time down to less than 10 minutes. So that was a very good process improvement. And every now and then we go and do checks and balances whenever we implement a process. We implement a process is driven by the manpower there. I can put whatever processes, if you don't follow, then the process will be a failure. So I would like to now invite our speaker evaluator, Toastmaster Maheshwaran, to give the speech objectives for Toastmaster Carolyn.
Good morning, fellow Toastmasters and guests. Today, my target speaker is Toastmaster Carolyn. She is doing her pathway in Pursue Influence, Level 1, Project 1. The purpose of the speech is the project for the member to learn and review basic methods of the writing a speech with a defined purpose and the present well-organized speech in any topic. All the best to my target speaker, Toastmaster Carolyn.
Thank you, Toastmaster Maheshwaran. Now put up your hands to welcome our speaker, Toastmaster Carolyn. Toastmaster Carolyn, Lucifer. Lucifer, Toastmaster Carolyn.
Toastmaster Ramesh, I'm really offended. You just called me Lucifer. How many of you know who Lucifer really is? One person? Only one person knows Lucifer? Have you ever heard of this name before? Malayalam movie. Okay. Mohanlal's movie. Okay. So a small introduction of this character. Okay. This character is seen in the Bible. So before the world was created, God created the heaven and the earth. And in the heavens, he created many angels. And Lucifer was the best of his creation. He was called the morning star. He was amazing. He was so beautiful and he had a great fan following. After some time, what happens? Pride strikes this creature and he thinks that I am going to be more superior than God himself. So he collects a group of angels, fights against God, and he comes to a fall. He is thrown out of heaven and therefore he is a fallen angel. What does this fallen angel do? He comes to the earth that God has created and he tries to make man fall. All of you know the story of Adam and Eve and the fall of man. Lucifer was a persuader. Lucifer was an influencer. But did he always influence people in the right way? Let's look at it through a real life story. In the year 2008, a man called Rennie George receives an award from CNN IBN. You know the channel CNN IBN, for real life heroes. Okay, his name was Rennie George. You can go back home and search for him. Amazing story. Amazing story. Rennie George has a flashback. Okay, so he is around 19, 20, very, just out of teenage, and he goes to a very reputed college in Chennai. And all of us have been there. When we are with our friends, we have, especially when we are a teenager, you have the nose up in the air, you have your head in the clouds, and you think no end of yourself. Same thing with Rennie. Now, Rennie's parents were missionaries, okay? And missionaries are very, very puritanic in their approach. No entertainment, no nothing. Read the Bible, just do your work, be very focused. He has 7 brothers and 1 sister, okay? There were 8 children. I think he was the 7th, or he was one among the 7, third child, I think. And what happens? These missionary parents are bringing him up just the way that they are bringing up all the other children. All the other children are excellent in their studies. All the other children are amazing in their discipline, and they are okay to follow the disciplined life of these missionary parents. Rennie is a rebel. Rennie does not want to conform to the Christian philosophy. Rennie makes friends with 3 boys. One boy is from Kenya, the other from Malaysia, and the other from one of the African countries. Money keeps rolling because one friend's father is a politician in Africa. When money rolls, what happens? You tend to take wrong decisions. So with Rennie, they become drug peddlers, they become alcoholics, and they are womanizers. They do everything possible that is away from the Christian teaching and away from what his parents have taught him. One day they run out of money. When they run out of money, Rennie remembers a relative of his, a family from Kuwait who have retired and have come back to Kerala. He thinks, okay, let me go to their home. And when he goes to their home, he is so tempted to get all their wealth, he murders. When he murders, it's the talk of the town. And there's a movie that is made, Madrasil Mon. by by Mohanlal. I think Mohanlal or Mohanlal has acted in that movie. It's a amazing transformation for this person, because from a murderer he moves to become a reformer. He spends his time in prison, and in the year 95 he comes out. He meets a woman called Tina from Bangalore. He marries her. He has a daughter with her. They briefly move to the Gulf, come back, and they start a home for children of prisoners who do not have education, who do not have anybody to support them. What made this change in this man? He is a hardcore criminal. What made this change? So while Rennie was on parole once, he happened to go to a bank to steal. Close by, there is a prayer meeting that is happening, and the preacher gave a sermon that was so persuasive, because all along this man has been hearing so many preachers because his parents themselves were missionaries. But that word from that preacher changed the trajectory of his entire life. Rennie George today still lives in Bengaluru. He's been serving this missionary organization that he himself has made for the last 30 years. He's a reformed man and he's a great inspiration. So, my dear friends, many times we feel that an evil person or a Lucifer will remain a Lucifer. But the truth be told, that human being is subjected to change. Anyone can change from being a good person to a bad person, and the change could be in the other direction as well. Think about situations in your life when you have been a Lucifer, the morning star, and think about the time when you have been Lucifer, the Satan. Over to you, Toastmaster of the day.
Thank you, Professor Karen, for a wonderful speech. Now we have 1 minute silence for the evaluation. Thank you, timer. As I was saying about the fantastic results that we achieved, the process gives you multiple results. When you stick on to one process, when you believe in the process, at the outset you need to believe, yes, this process is going to give the desired result to me. Once you achieve that result, the result multiplies. That is one more thing that happens. In the same project, where we were able to accommodate only 25 plus patients throughout the day, through this project we were able to identify the need for one more machine. And they said, this is practically not possible. We'll try. And we did all the diagram work and everything, and we gave it to them. And the admin trusted, yes, we can do something for the patients. And we got the machine, and now we are able to do for almost 50 patients. What is the benefit as a patient they get from this process? Earlier, the waiting time was 1.5 hours. You just imagine the pain of the patient waiting outside. Now we got it down to 10 minutes with single line queue system. When we revisited, we identified there's a need for one more machine because the patients were waiting for the procedure for the next day. Just imagine the amount they spend to stay at Gandhi Road, the food expenditure and all those things. So because they travel from north and come here and wait for the procedure. What is the compounding effect this particular initiative has given us? We have reduced the waiting time for the patients for the procedure as well. Now, earlier it was single queue, it was 10 minutes. With the double queue, it has come down to less than 5 minutes. How? So we had to streamline so many things. We had to interact with the head of the department, we had to interact with the people who were there doing the procedure, and competency assessment was done. And the daily work output was captured, it was escalated to the administration. Wherever support was required, we were able to get that support. It all started with a small question: can we do something to our patient? Can we re-look into the process? So that's how all the process improvements happen. So if you wanted to improve yourself, the first thing that you need to do and ask yourself is, how can I improve myself better? Am I in the right direction? With this note, I would like to give you a small break for 5-10 minutes and we'll come back. Thank you.